Diva. Stay tuned, guys. Stuff coming up for y'all.
What's up, love bugs? Thanks for tuning in again for another episode of Live with Carisha. Today I have the multi-talented Jhonni Blaze.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, featuring New York's Love and Hip Hop, model, recording artist, crazy on the keys. We are so glad to have you, girl.
Thanks.
Let's get litty. So, your new single, Bon Appetit, I checked it out. I've been studying you for like the past 72 hours.
Aww.
I love the new single, Bon Appetit.
Thank you.
How did it come about? Did you write it yourself?
I wrote my part, and Play had the song originally, and he pitched it to me. He was like, I want you to get on this. And I'm like, okay. So I got on it, and then when I recorded it, he was just like, we should switch the verses around and just give it to you as like a single. And I'm like, all right. So a week later, we did a music video, and we only invited like 40 people to this mansion because I had this idea to recreate Project X, the movie. But like the black version, if you want to say.
The hip-hop version.
Yeah, the hip-hop version. So we did that, and instead of 40 people, it was like 250 people came.
Girl, you know you got a million followers. You already knew they was going to turn
But see,
out.
I don't be knowing. I really don't be knowing, because I be just like, okay, invite somebody here, and then if they
She's
show
so
up,
modest.
it's like, cool. So it was overwhelming. It was really cool. We ended up like filling up the church parking lot. Like, it's really dope. So we did the video, dropped it, and then it just it just took off. It was like the buzz for me. Like, I had songs and records before then, but I think this was the more of the up tempo. Like, okay, I like that. So people just started, and then we did a contest to it. So
that always helps.
Yeah, a contest is like the best thing to do
to market
when you have some type of song that's like a club banger. Right.
And you recently just did a song with Just Brittany, We Ain't Trippin'.
Yes.
That was also dope.
Yeah, thank you.
How was it working with another female artist?
Well, I always work with female artists. It's just this was a little different because, you know, of the history. Ooh, sorry. Okay, that's a blooper. Please keep it. So we had a lot of history from before, like just, you know, up and down disagreements, and it was really cool to work with somebody. And I actually fixed a lot of issues with people. Like, it wasn't issues, it was more, I would say, misunderstandings. Right. So after that, it's like a trickle effect. It was her and me and Cash Doll and me and Alexis Sky. Right. And it's just, you know, a lot of things like positive that was coming out of it. So we just decided to do a record together, and was like, all right, let's do this for Houston. And you know, and then we're doing the video in a couple weeks. So it's
because
cool.
I read somewhere that you two y'all were kind of beefing, and then you put
Yeah,
your differences
just,
aside.
I would say differences. I wouldn't say, okay, this bothering me.
I know, right? You want to
Honey,
put it down?
Me. It's because it's the bigger version too. But yeah. So we put our, you know, differences aside, and then we, you know.
So I wanted to get your opinion on Jermaine Dupri's recent comments. I don't know if you've seen that. He did a show a few days ago, and they asked him about his opinion on his favorite female artist, and he actually didn't have a favorite female artist.
And that's his
he
opinion.
stirred up a whole melting pot saying that they were strippers, and he didn't support what was going on right now. So what was your take on that?
I feel like what he's saying is that you got to think of Jermaine Dupri's culture from when he was around. It was just straight. It wasn't about like how we look and how we, you know, dress and stuff. It was more of like, who's the biggest lyricist, and I know that as a singer, you know. So I feel like he's talking about things that's other than the stripper stuff. But then I understand where, like, for example, Cardi or someone comes from, because it's like she's like, I went out that element to like speak on some real stuff, and y'all was looking at me crazy as soon as I went back to the stripper stuff. Is this? I feel like it's like a big like a stereotype. You know how like DJs used to have the big cassettes and have to pick them up and put them on. Now instead of that, now you just send it to an email. But it's the same thing. It's just a different day and age. It's the same thing as this. It's just like you want to speak real, but it's like nobody cares about it until you speak this, and then you got to go back. And if you're not big enough on the platform to switch over like how Cardi is, it's like you lose your fan base because they're used to that. So I feel like Jermaine was right, but he was, you know, I don't agree, because it's like, how do you kind of beat that? There's plenty of, you know, rappers that can flow their behind off, but they're not going to be recognized either because of the image or because of that's not in right now. So I really don't have really too much to say about it other than that. I mean, if it's great music, it's great music. As a singer, I don't call them ghostwriters. I gladly add the people that write records for me and stuff, and I don't have no shame in it. Maybe because I'm a singer. Maybe it's different for a rapper, but me, I mean, if it sounds great, it shouldn't matter who wrote it. It shouldn't matter what we talk about. Y'all about into it.
Right.
That day and age that he's talking about is not so much looked at because that's not what people care about. Our attention span is short. They don't care about what's the real stuff we're talking about.
Right.
They care about what's popping right now. And that's what's popping.
So as an artist who you kind of built your platform around your image, you know, you keep your body popping, your pictures, your sex appeal. Yeah. Were you offended by what he said in any way, shape, or form?
People do stuff to me every day. That's way worse than that. I mean, you either gonna hate me or you're gonna love me. I know personally, like Jermaine Dupri, when he see me, I'm sure if I was one of those rappers that was talking crazy and only talking about stripper stuff, I would still be like, hey Jermaine, how you doing? What's up? Because it's an opinion. Right. And it would affect, if it did affect me, it wouldn't be to the point where I'm looking at him crazy because he has a right to say his opinion. Right. I'm a little different. Like I said, me and Cash Doll just got cool again, and I always used to go around and still, regardless of our disagreement, I'm not going to sit there and bash a girl because of their talent or because of an issue. I'm going to always speak highly of their talent. I'm always going to say they're talented because they are, you know, so it's a little different. Trust me, it took me a long time to get like this. So
she's so nice.
It's a little different. Yeah, I don't have time for it. I don't have time for a lot. My patience is like short.
And you're going to lose your blessings if you
I just don't. If I see it, it's, you know, everybody's feelings get hurt and stuff, but it's just like more of, let me do something else. Let me let you go. Right. So
you successfully transitioned. I know you used to dance. You successfully transitioned yourself from a dancer to a rapper. What advice, singer and rapper and musician?
I don't know why. I mean, they're like, you're a rapper.
You can't put yourself in just a box. No, you rap, but you sing. You play the piano, the violin.
I like to play with things.
You do it all. What advice would you give to all the up and coming artists, the girls out there, maybe the girls who are still working in the clubs that want to be musicians or want to go to school? What advice can you give to them for their career?
Definitely say downsize on stuff, like just certain things that you really don't need, like. If you have to buy your hair and do your hair every day, maybe you should sit down and for free in the library and learn on YouTube how to do your hair so that you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands. And then now you can downsize and you're saving thousands of dollars. Instead of wigs, now you can get studio time. Now you can do this. It's all in sacrificing. I think it's a little different for girl artists because we can wear whatever and it's just is what it is, you know, versus men.
Right. They have to spend so much money.
I think people look more into image than anything. Somebody had mentioned that to me too, where they were like, you're so different. Like, I'm gonna be able to get in the club, you know, either for free or if I have to pay and still be able to give the DJ $500 for a whole month to spin my record versus somebody that's all drenched down and Gucci and stuff, which is no problem with it. But then they get in the club and they can't even give the DJ $20 to play the record. So I'm a different type of artist. So I would tell people to downsize on things, and I'm still learning how to financially like not spend a lot and things like that. But
do you have a financial advisor?
God.
We I actually do. To help
my second manager, I have two managers. My other manager, she's female. She's on me about that. So I'm doing actually pretty good. Okay. Yeah.
Do you feel pressure to be overly sexy in your photos and music with the way the entertainment industry is highlighting sexuality today with women artists, female artists?
No, I don't care. It's one day I might be dressed in high fashion because people dress me, and then one day I'll go wear some Walmart.
Yeah, like, covers are beautiful.
Thank you. I don't really be caring. Like, I like fashion so much. It's like it's no really definition of it. So if for this certain song I gotta look this way or whatever, I'm gonna just do it. I'm not a very confrontational. I try not to be a confrontational type of person. So if you want to dress me in this and this fits for this, let's do it. Let's be creative. But I don't think nobody can push you to do anything. Just like nobody can tell you to go chase clout. If anything, yourself should be your own clout. You just got to figure out how to get it bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and I've been saying this in like every time we talk, like up to interviewers, interviews. They're interviewing me. But yeah, I mean, I don't care about it. I don't think I'm pushed to,
Well, since filming on Love and Hip Hop, which I know can be very stressful with reality TV, the drama, the fighting, the arguing, everything. Plus, I know you were dealing with an abusive relationship in the past. I was so happy to God that we both were able to overcome that situation.
Thank you.
How did you use that energy to push forward as a woman?
I nag my friends a lot, kind of like how I do now. I like that I do that. I'd rather nag my friends and go and send essays and cry and be the sob sapper out the bunch than go and do what I used to do and go to social media. Now it's more of like I'll slug, but I won't at nobody. So they're just like, what the fuck? And then I'll end up saying, no, I'm just joking. I'm going to the so it's different now. I feel like I had that gateway. So it was that, having good friends and family, and then wanting to do music more. Like that was a push, because in that relationship, the first thing that he would say is like, I'm not gonna be shit.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna be anything. I'm gonna like just be this
I don't
failure.
understand why
so I did the
they
opposite.
try to tear us down.
No, but it's like
he
now.
told me the same thing. Little girl talk. Oh, you ain't gonna never be shit.
Yeah.
I don't like the cuss, but you ain't gonna never
we can't
be shit.
Nothing.
Oh, I'm not. Okay, Miss 3.3 GPA. What you mean?
It was more of like, it's like a target. And in an abusive relationship, like you gotta find the things that matter, and if it doesn't matter, then you shouldn't even be around it. So I stepped away and had to acknowledge why I'm here and why I still got my hands and I could play piano, why I still got my voice. So I just looked at other things and I just kind of got over it. I mean, I really wasn't, I'll hurt for a little bit and then I'll just be like, all right, cool.
It does hurt.
Yeah,
but it makes us stronger.
Yeah, so I kind of look into other things. Some people might not be as strong, and they might look to like other things and stuff, but I suggest, or I encourage people to look to like friends and family. Like, even though you might get on their nerves,
that's good advice for all the young girls at home. Yeah, because there's so many girls going through that, especially in the inner cities. Yeah, these young girls dealing with these men who just not treating them right.
And it's that, and it's the other way around too. It's like both. You know, being in an abusive relationship can go both ways. So it's just for anybody that's going through, even little boys, like guys, women, children, just anybody. Like, I say children because I feel like I'm older.
Girl, stop.
But you just got to find that outlet for things. So, yeah.
On a lighter note, let's move past that. That's both of our paths. We're not going back that way.
Nope.
You were also, aren't you featured on, shout out to Zeta Beats, featured on Zeta Sorority, his summer project for all those who don't know.
Yes, make sure you get their single that
I guess
out.
About now, for the past 3 years, Zeta Beats has been doing Zeta Sorority. It's an all-female project he does with all-female artists. Yep. Shout out to all the girls on
like
the project.
20 girls.
It was a lot of them.
It was so dope how that like happened and everything. Like I had brought one of my best friends, Raindrop, and I brought
shout out to Miss Raindrop.
And I brought my other friend Kai. And one of them writes, which is Kai, and Raindrop raps. So they wasn't in the group yet. They just came with me because I was selected in the group. So I brought them with me. You know, because everybody bringing their friends and stuff. So it was like,
I remember I seen you at the shoot.
So the first day when I went, no, it was the second day. The second day I went in there. I had just, I was like, mingle around, and I thought about it. I went back like an hour later and I looked at them. I'm like, dude, you write and you rap. If I come back here, you sitting there, I swear I'm gonna be. She's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I just didn't know what was going on. And 2 hours later, Raindrop was like on her third record, and right next to Zay just vibing. And then my friend, I believe it was probably like 25 girls. I think she wrote for like 10 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like cool because it was producers, it was everything, and it was just really cool to see. Dang, all I did was invite my friends, and they just.
And that was a blessing.
Yeah, Raindrop was like, I'm going over here, I'm gonna talk, and I'm like, go ahead and talk and do some music or something.
And she's on bands, right?
Yeah, she's on bands and she's touring with them, so it's really cool. And Zay's one of those people that he's not he don't care about your following. He don't care about who you are, just as long as you got a good experience, you're talented, and he'll put you on. So he's just like, well, have her go and record it. I'm like, all right, there we go.
Right.
And so it was really
shout
cool.
out to Zaytoven. Shout out to him for supporting female artists.
Yeah, of course. You don't see that a lot.
You don't.
Especially camps. Like camps and stuff like that, like 16, 25 people. Like,
right. Cool. Squad deep. If you could collab with anyone in the industry, dead or alive, music industry, who would it be?
Aaliyah. Aaliyah, if it was somebody that has passed. If it was somebody that was alive, Sade.
Sade.
Yeah, I like records like.
So you're like earthy.
Yeah, but I do. Right, yeah, I like stuff like because that's what I grew up.
I don't know
like
why
my mom.
I wasn't expecting you to say Sade. She's beautiful.
I like
very
Sade.
talented.
My mom used to listen to her a lot and rock and roll, like heavy metal, because she used to draw. So when she would draw, she would listen to heavy metal, and I believe that that's the reason why I like so many genres of music. Like my ear is just like always listening to everything. Like, what's that?
You're so talented. I told my mom about you. I told my mom about you this morning. I said, Mom,
why is everybody telling their mama about me?
Because she's into music. And I was like, Mom, this girl plays all these instruments. She's on New York, Loving Hip Hop New York. She was like, well, ask her, how did she learn how to play so many instruments? And I'm like, Mom, here's her Instagram. She's like, she is bad.
Thank you, Mom.
Tell us, yes, shout out to my mom. Tell us about the instruments, because you play so many. Are you self-taught?
Yeah, self-taught.
I know you tried to get into Juilliard.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
But the good Lord put an even bigger blessing in front of you.
Yeah, so they was like, nope, you can't. You got to read music, and I hear by ear. So when I was like 6, I would like play on like piano and stuff. And then by the time, like a year or 2 later, I was just like in there, like just going off on a keyboard.
So you taught yourself how to play the
just
piano?
Classical. My mom had brought this piano that was like about this big. Like a keyboard, and then she gave me these cassette tapes of like Beethoven, Mozart, Wolfgang, like all these cassette tapes, and I would just sit there and listen. So if I would hum and say, and it was like, I'm like, no, that's not the right key, and I'll do it again, and when I click it and it sounds like how I hum, I would play it, and then this is like a chord that I would play to remember these keys. But then the more I start noticing, I'm doing, I'm like, I think I could sing, dude. I'm like, oh no, like I know I could sing. I think I could sing, and then I started singing.
And wow,
and I was just like, yo,
yourself how to
I was doing classes about a month ago, and I need to go back and start doing it so I can advance myself in these instruments. But yeah, I play a couple of instruments, which is so like, to some different. They're like, huh?
It's inspiring.
Yeah, they just look at me. So when I get on the piano, it's like the funniest thing, because in my head I want to bust out laughing because it's just like people's face be like.
I think it's because people were still like into categorizing everything. Yeah. Like you see,
and that's the reason why I backed away.
You got the hair.
I backed away from like TV, but I like this image because I'm 100% sure that there are millions of girls that look kind of like me that are just like talented as hell.
Oh, without a doubt.
That's probably scattered everywhere, and they're probably playing violin. They're like Lizzo. I love her because
shout out to her.
She's so different, and we all know flute. Like that's the instant thing. So with me, it's like piano.
Right.
Johnny, she thick piano. She sings, and that's it.
I did clarinet.
Yeah,
I was in jazz band. Such a geek in high school. Oh gosh, good times. So the 2020 campaign is coming up. You vote for Trump or no?
No.
I had to put that out there. Are you going to inspire your followers to vote? Are you going to help
I think
out
anybody
with
with a big following, even a small following, anybody that has a social media should always contribute to things of that type.
It's a tough time right now.
Yeah.
It's a very tough time right now.
Yeah.
Are you following any politics? Are you political?
To an extent point. Yeah, to an extent.
Did you hear what was your
the Area 51 thing?
Oh, God.
I thought you was gonna ask me that.
I was gonna ask about that, but I was gonna first ask you about his tweets that the president had tweeted a few days ago.
Look at his tweet.
Okay.
I don't even follow him.
For those who are tuning in, he made a tweet on Twitter about 4 female people in the the Democrats, and he told them to go back to their country. 3 of them were born here, and 1 of them was born in Somalia. He told them all to go back to their country. If you don't like living in America, you can just leave. We know he never fact checks anything, but 3 of them are actually born in the country. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you're gonna tell your followers to
definitely vote, but I just don't even pay attention because, like I said, everybody has their own opinion. They have a freedom of speech over here in America, so it's just like. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. I don't follow him. I don't know. I still think Obama my president. So
amen. Shout out to Obama.
But yeah.
So I gotta ask a serious question.
Yes.
Nikki or Cardi?
Both.
Yes.
Yep. I like both. I don't get into all that because there's a lot of people that I like I said didn't like or either had a problem with, but I wouldn't expect somebody to choose between us and stuff like that. So I just stay out of it. I like both of them.
Right.
If I win, I don't want to say if, because I do believe like when you speak it to existence. But I met Cardi. Well, I've known Cardi for a long time.
Right.
And
you're
then
from New York. So
so we danced together. We're like cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then with Nikki, when I meet her, I'm not about to go and be like, girl, you know Cardi. That's not on my mind.
Right.
It's more of like, hi, I'm Jhonni. I sing. What's it gonna take to do a record? Like,
girl, you are a breath of fresh
Cardi,
air.
it's
so
like
positive.
I'm not about to go and tell. Oh, you know, Nikki was up there. I can't. It's just not in me.
Not with the beat.
That has nothing to do with me. Like that would turn me off if somebody did that to me, and especially meeting somebody like that, and then be like, yeah, this, and this. Instead of your main thing should be getting to know this other artist that's in the industry and a female. So I pick both. I don't.
Shout out to Nikki and Cardi. Shout out to all the female. It's a lot of y'all doing y'all thing right now.
I was watching. I went to go see my hairstylist, and I seen her TV, like on her TV. She had remember Little Kim, Christina Aguilera, and Pink, and all them.
Lady
I was like, it'd be so dope if you seen like Little Kim, Remy Ma, Nikki, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Iggy, like all these girls do something like that, like a video like that.
Can
like,
be. I honestly feel like it's coming.
I think it's always gonna be a time for everything. So
I think we're gently inching forward to that.
Well, we already killing it.
We are killing it. Female artists are killing it. Raindrop, Meg, but this is about you right now. But it's a lot of y'all. Shout out to all y'all for doing your thing.
I feel like every time like a female does an interview, it's for all of us.
I feel it.
To an extent point, it's gonna be about you, but it's for all of us because you're speaking for a female. Right. You know, your opinion and what you say out your mouth is, you know, looked at. Mm-hmm. So it's we're speaking for each other. We just don't know it. Like, well, I do.
Right. What is the one most important piece you would like to be known for in your career? For your legacy, what's the one thing you want everyone to?
Whatever you want, then.
Really? Mm-hmm. Not your piano playing, your tattoos.
Because you got to think about it. It's something that somebody's gonna have dear to their heart. What they feel like I am a legacy. Mm-hmm. Some people would think I'm a legacy because I might have seen them on the street and gave them $100 and changed their life. Then they went and got a job and everything. I don't know what my legacy would be to everybody, but for me, it's just to, you know, think of me highly. And whatever you think of me highly as, for me to feel like have a legacy behind, that's cool.
Right. So I remember we spoke a few weeks ago, and we spoke around BET Awards in California, not the ones coming up in Atlanta. And you were stressed out about the EP, so I have to know, when is the EP coming out? Who's on it?
It's like a R&B feel. I would say it's coming out like really soon. Soon. So I'm just putting out stuff
soon, like before winter hits, or
yes, way before winter.
Okay, because I know you was like, I gotta finish my EP
before winter, but it's like you have to go back and you have to hear stuff. I have a vocal trainer now. I have a in-house vocal, you know, trainer that when I record, like I have certain things that I have to abide by and go by these steps, and it's this thing called patience that you put in. So I'm learning that patience and just putting things together. I just left the studio before I got here, so. And it's just a lot. It's mental. You have to be mentally right for the EP. So I might hear a song and then be like, nah, that doesn't need to be there, or this needs to change. So it's soon. And I got some other stuff going on.
Really? What else are you dabbling into? You doing any acting? I know we're in Black Hollywood.
Everybody keeps asking me
because we're in Atlanta, and you have such a good personality.
I've turned down 3 reality TV things like
I mean movies. You want to get in front of the big
like
screen.
Movies is cool, but I want to pace myself. Like I want to open up businesses here. I want to do a lot of stuff that, you know, I speak into existence, but my main focus is music. If something does land in my lap and it's like, hey, we want you to do this, and I'm like, okay, I think it'll fit me. Cool.
So you turned down 3
gigs
for reality.
Well,
so no more reality TV.
I quit one, and then I declined 2 other ones.
So you don't want to go back into reality television?
Well, that's just my own show, and it's about like, you know, my life.
Well, we better talk to Mona.
I feel like I'm on a reality show by itself, like without TV,
right?
But still with the viewing.
But what you're following on Instagram,
yeah. So it's like I don't have to really be on TV because everywhere I go, every city I go to, it feels like I'm on TV because everybody speaks to me. So I think TV just makes people feel like they're validated to, I guess, some type of fame versus going out and really just in real life walking around and people are running up to you and
Right.
stuff. You don't need TV. So once I realized that, which an artist told me, Hitmaker actually told me, he's like, when you realize that you don't
Atlanta
need...
Hitmakers?
No, a Hitmaker, baby. The one that everybody used to clown.
Oh.
In LA on Love and Hip Hop LA, and told him that he was a one-hit wonder. And now every song, he was doing it before, but now every song that you could think of has Hitmaker on
Shout
it.
out.
I'm talking about like Chris Brown, everybody could think of. So hearing that from him, because I knew what he meant,
Mhm.
like, I don't need TV. When you realize that you don't need that type of stuff, and it's no negativity towards TV, it's just, for me, it wasn't a
It's just not
great
for you.
experience. Yeah.
Right.
So when he told me that, he said, when you're able to sit there and like be like confident in it and say no to stuff, then you're gonna feel like you made it. And when I told them no, the first one, I felt it a little bit. Then the second one, I was like, oh no, I don't need, like, it. I understood.
Right.
Because you're bigger than that. You're bigger. I feel like I'm bigger than that. I'm way further than what I thought if I needed TV.
Right.
I just don't need it. My music is gonna go through TV, out the TV, through this. Like, it's, that's how you gotta think, you know. So.
And one more thing, I found an interesting fact about you. You have seven brothers and sisters?
One of my brothers passed away.
One of my brothers passed away.
I got two. I have one sister. I have three brothers. When my dad was married to this lady, those are my stepbrothers, but I call them my brothers. So really, I have 4 brothers, but one passed and then one sister.
I'm sorry.
So
about
it's 5.
that.
It's 5 of us. Yeah.
Are y'all close?
Yeah, I keep in contact with all they bad behind.
Oh, so are you the oldest or?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Big sister.
I am big sister.
Do they be hitting you up like, you want to shout me out in your song?
Yeah, or either like
can I get some money? Can I get some shoes?
Post me, but it's like, it's, I don't know, with certain things with family, you expect it. You're supposed to know.
Right.
Like, if you're the older sibling and you know your sister wants this, you know that's going to happen.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it don't bother me. They were like, can I get this guy?
I know it does.
Like,
I studied you.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
like,
you've been
alright,
taking care of your
cool.
family for a long time.
Yeah, they take care of me too with the, feeding me the good energy I need. Sometimes it's not about just like taking care financially, but it's more of, what are you getting out of it besides taking care? Like financially, anybody can do that, but the love that you have and the what they give me back, money couldn't buy.
Right.
Like what they give me, the encouragement, the
It
talks, the FaceTimes,
Right.
all that means, like, that's priceless to
Right.
me. So yeah,
Beautiful person. Oh my God, I'm so glad you came on.
Thank you.
The EP, so can you tell us?
I didn't even name the EP yet.
Oh, so there's no name for the EP.
It's so many. It's a lot of songs, but it's so much story, and it's just like you got to really sit in when we finish everything. Like,
But you know what? Your fans have plenty of stuff to listen to before the EP. I know you just did a song with
Brittany,
Joe Green from Scottsdale.
and Joe Green too.
Shout
We're
out
about
to
to
Joe
do the
Green.
video for that too.
He should be coming on the show sometime this summer.
Yeah,
Y'all watch out
that's
for
pretty
him.
cool.
So yeah, he's a dope artist. The song with just Brittany. So your fans, they got some music to keep them occupied until that EP drop.
Yes.
For all of my fans and everyone who doesn't know where to find you, plug in your social media links.
Well, you can find my music on everything, like all platforms. My Twitter is IamJapel, which is IAMJZAPAL, and then my Instagram. Why is my name so long? That's my real name.
It's very unique though.
You put JZA and then it will pop up.
It will.
And then what else? I think that's about it. Vivo. I mean, any website that you could think of, I am on. Just put Jhonni Blaze, it'll pop up.
Well,
And
you
you'll love
heard it
It's
here first,
great.
y'all. Thank you for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Miss
Thank you for
Jhonni
having me.
Blaze. We Ain't Tripping with Just Brittany out now.
Out.
Bon Appetit out now. EP coming soon. Y'all know where to find me at. I am Carisha the Diva on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we will see you in for another episode soon.
Hey, this is Crystal Alucci, and you're live with Carisha the Diva.